time to listen. I got no time for dreams and wishing. Yes, I made a big decision. I gave it all to Christ. I just had to get it right. He means so much to me. Now I know why he's testing me.
Welcome to the He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not podcast with Barbara Pettis, founder and CEO of Better Place Ministries. Barbara's passion for this cause is driven by her own personal experiences with domestic abuse in both her childhood and as an adult. She is committed to helping others achieve their goals of excellence and has devoted numerous hours to educate and empower individuals that are affected by domestic violence. Her enthusiasm for this cause is infectious, and it represents her personal zeal in life. And now, here's your host, Barbara Pettis.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the very first episode of He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. Tonight, I just want to introduce myself and share a little of my story and why this is so important to me. I want to share with you what the objective is for the show. I want to share with you the episodes that will be coming up. Again, I am Barbara Pettis. I am the founder and CEO of Better Place Ministries. I am the proud mother of 2 adult children and 1 teenage granddaughter. Better Place Ministries it was launched in November of 2013. And it was how should I put it? It was a journey for me. I am a survivor of domestic violence. And I had prayed and I asked the Lord, if you open the door, I will gladly walk through that door. And he did just that. And I have been an advocate for domestic violence ever since. I was abused as a child and into most of my adult life. I was a victim of abuse, but I am so much more than that now. I am a survivor. I am victorious. And my mission is to empower every woman that I come in contact with that has had some type of domestic abuse in her life. My mission is to go out and grab those ladies and let them know that there is a better place. There is a better way to live, and you can live it violence-free. I love what I do. Unfortunately, this is something that is not talked about. And that's what this platform is about. We're going to talk about it every single week, every Tuesday. We're going to talk about domestic violence. We're going to educate you. We're going to give you some information that you may not have. I'm going to have some psychologists on. I'm going to have different people on that will talk to you about the signs, what you can do. Because let me tell you something, there is something that you can do to help a domestic violence victim. There are signs that you can look for to let you know something is not quite right here. So, starting out tonight, again, I just want to introduce myself. I'm also a published author. I wrote a book, From Pain to Purpose, and let me just show that to you. From Pain to Purpose, I wrote that on last year. It is my journey through abuse. It is my journey through addiction. It is my journey through drugs. It is my journey through recovery. And this book was a healing balm for me because it allowed me to go through and have all those feelings that I had bottled up inside. And it allowed me the opportunity to express, to release, to forgive, to learn how to love myself, and to learn how to love even those that abused me. That sounds weird, doesn't it? But it can happen, and it will happen for you. Now, I know that I'm not the only one who has gone through some form of abuse. I know I'm not. So I want you to invite everyone you know to join me every Tuesday for this podcast, because my dad always says, let's keep it real. So we're going to keep it real for you on Tuesdays. We're going to bring on some ladies that have gone through abuse and have overcome. It is so much more to life than being abused. My desire, my hope, my mission is my grandmother's house was my safe place. My grandmother, my grandfather's house, when I was going through what I was going through, that was my safe place. And so my ultimate goal is to have my own facility. Unfortunately, all of the domestic violence shelters, they are full, you guys. And that is unfortunate to have to say that a domestic violence shelter is full. A lot of times victims stay in those situations because they have nowhere to go. So my ultimate goal is to open up my own shelter, to provide a couple of safe houses for them where they will have somewhere to go, where they can be safe and feel loved and learn how to live a violence-free life. So the name of the shelter would be Gladys House. That was my grandmother's name. Man, she was so loving. And when I was in her home, I just felt like I was safe. I just felt like I could do and accomplish anything I wanted to. And so I'm going to name it after her, Gladys House. And there will be a section in that facility named after my grandfather, Milton Hall. They loved me unconditionally. They knew some of what I was going through, but not all of it. So I want to honor them that way. And I am so convinced that I will get the facility that I'm looking for, and I will be able to take care of some women and children that are going through domestic violence, that are living this nightmare. This is such an epidemic. Every single day, a woman or a child is being murdered by somebody that was supposed to love them, somebody that promised them forever, but they are being murdered. The mindset now is, if I can't have you, no one else will. And that's so unfortunate. And so we have to talk about this thing. We have to bring this thing to light, because it's a thing of, if we don't talk about it, it doesn't exist. Oh yeah, it exists. Every single day, even as I'm speaking with you now, some woman is going through some form of abuse. And I know that when we think about domestic violence, we think about physical abuse. It is so much more than that. There's verbal abuse. There is emotional abuse. There's financial abuse. There's sexual abuse. There is even spiritual abuse. It is so much more than just physical. And you see these ladies every single week. You see them on their jobs. You see them in the store. They have this big smile on their face, but you never know what they're going through on the inside. That was me. I wore so many masks for so many years. Nobody knew what I was going through. And I wanted it that way because I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. And that's what happens with a lot of women now. They're embarrassed to tell somebody, I need help. They're embarrassed to let you know that their home is a living hell. But we have to start speaking up and speaking out. I'll give you a story. One day I live in Cedar Hill, Texas. And one day I was driving down Wheatland Road, for those of you that know where Wheatland Road is. And I was at a red light, and I heard all of this noise, and I was right by a bus stop, and I thought, it's just the people at the bus stop that's acting up. But I looked in front of me, and there was a car in front of me. There was a young lady driving, and it was a guy on the passenger side, and he was beating her head in. I mean, he was beating her in, and my antennas went up immediately. So I dialed 911. And I let them know what was happening. I gave them a description of the car. I gave them the license plate, and I let them know I'm behind them. And once she asked me, what race they were, and I told her just a moment. I pulled up on side, and the young lady and I made eye contact, and I mouthed to her, "I've got you." And I stayed with them after I gave all the information to the 911 operator. She said, "Ma'am, you can back off now." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not backing off until I see this car pulled over by the police." And I did not. That's one way you can help. You can do it anonymously. They don't even have to know that you are letting somebody know there's a female that's in trouble. I didn't care at that point because I am so adamant about helping somebody else. And I hope that I saved that young lady's life. I hope that she got out of that situation and is living to this day a better life. There are so many ways that you can help, and that's what we want to do. We want to educate you, show you what you can do to help somebody that is going through, that may not be able to tell you that they're going through. I want you to do something for me as well. I want you to visit my website, www.bpministries.org. Visit my website. There is a plethora of information on that website that will help as well. I wish that I had, there was a young lady that was supposed to come with me today, but she was unable to make it, and that's okay because we'll get her here in a couple of weeks. But what I want you to know tonight basically is that domestic violence is real. Domestic violence is a serious, serious, serious problem. I cannot stress that enough. It is a serious problem. And we have got to come together. We have got to stand together. We have got to do something about this. Why am I doing this? Because I'm my sister's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. And I want to rescue as many women as I can, as many children as I can. And let me tell you something. The children that are in the homes that are experiencing and witnessing this, it affects them as well, more so. I tell women, you don't want your daughter to grow up to think that this is a normal life. This is how I'm supposed to be treated. No, you want to be able to let her live the life of the queen and princess that she is. You want to let her live the life of worthiness. Let her know that you're worthy of so much more. And men need to be educated as well, because you don't want your son to grow up thinking, I'm supposed to beat this woman. I'm supposed to call her out of her name. I'm supposed to degrade her and belittle her. No. That is not the way we're supposed to live. And if I have anything to do with it, that is not the way that these ladies and these children are going to live. We have got to take a stand. Just like we take a stand for everything else, we have got to come together and take a stand against domestic violence. We can make a difference. We will make a difference. And I'm asking you to partner with me to do just that, to make a difference in some lady's life, in some child's life, to let them know that they are worthy, to let them know that they are loved, to let them know that there is a safe place, that there is a better place. And I'm here for the challenge. How about you? Thank you for joining me tonight. That's all I wanted to do. Join us next Tuesday, where we will go into more specifics. We will tell you the different thing. We will tell you the different aspects of domestic violence. We will tell you about narcissistic behavior and why that narcissist guy will make you think it's all your fault. I love you. We are here to make a change. And hopefully by this show, somebody listening, before it's over, they will have a change in their life. I love you. Thank you for joining me.
I just came to testify today to let you know that no matter where you are and no matter where you've been, that God can change you because he changed me. This is my testimony. There's been a change in me, a wonderful change in me. There's been a change in me, a marvelous change in me. Listen, I'm not perfect, I've made mistakes, many regrets from some very dark days. But when I opened my heart to you, I felt that change.